Plaintiff Keisha Thompson met the defendants in college, and they rented an apartment together. Keisha claims she soon realized the defendants were fake friends who backstabbed her and each other, and she's suing them today for rent, a cleaning fee, and emotional distress. Defendants Avery Swinson and Ashley Meeks insist they never backstabbed Keisha, and they often all hung out together. Avery and Ashley deny owing Keisha for rent because they tried to work out an agreement with her and she refused it, and they're countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Okay, so I met Ashley and Avery our freshman year of college, and we decided to move to a 2-bedroom apartment. There was another girl's where she was my friend since freshman year.
Where?
Cal State Northridge.
All right, good. That's
yeah.
cool.
So we all moved in together, which seems to be a big mistake on my part because they made my life hell. They were catty with one another, and they were fake towards me. So they would talk about each other behind each other's back, but be friends with each other the next day. And I don't have friends like that. Like, I don't be friends with people like that. So I started to distance myself and just do my homework and go to school and hang out with my boyfriend over time. And they started to become resentful of that because I wasn't their friend, and they started to become better friends with one another.
Yeah, it's hard to live in a place with someone and they're not your friend.
Absolutely.
So how did that play out? You all didn't speak to each other or something?
No, it wasn't. That's the reason why I said that they were fake, because they would be cool with me in front of my face, but everything that I would do behind my back, they would talk about it with one another. Like, if I left my shoes...
How did you find out?
It'd just be like if they told me. Like, one of them, they'll talk, all three of them, and then want to say, oh, well, they said this or that. But it wasn't too often that they would ever tell on each other.
Okay, so it wasn't often?
Yeah, it wasn't often
that they would tell. So you didn't know that it was happening
Yeah,
often?
I wasn't really aware of it.
But they would come and talk to you about what the other person said?
They would talk amongst each other, and sometimes they would come to me and tell me.
So they were talking about each other?
But it was mostly,
They were talking behind each other's back also?
Yeah, even
Our
about each other.
relationship with her was completely different from each other. We could talk to each other however we wanted to talk to each other. When it came to her, talking to her, me and her, we was in the same room together. Me and Kendra had a cool little relationship. I would go out with, go out with her with her little friends and everything. So her saying that she didn't have no friends in the house, that was not true. So it was like, we would talk to her. We would have group discussions and bring her into the room with us, and we would talk to her.
Why do you think she's saying this then?
It was at the point she felt like we gained on her, like we were gaining on her when that was not what the situation.
Gaining on her about what?
Like about her responsibilities, her cleaning, her leaving her stuff in the living room, like just there's certain stuff like that, you know.
All right.
So
typical roommate stuff.
Right.
All right. And why are you suing them?
I'm suing them because they owed me for rent. They told me on the 8th that they were moving out on the 18th.
What was the agreement on the rent?
In May, we started to pay $15.13.
How much per person?
I believe it was $3.94.
They failed to pay what months?
August. In August.
That's it?
Yes.
And that was the two of them?
Yes. The third one, she just didn't come.
All right. And cleaning fee?
Yes, sir. Ashley had a dog, and the dog peed and boo-booed, and there were stains on the carpet, and it was like the carpet was actually coming up in our room.
It
and
was
I have
actually already
evidence
still
of that
kind of
as
dirty.
well.
Did you have to pay the landlord?
No, not yet, because we don't have a deposit, so when I move, I'm going to be responsible.
Have you received an estimate?
No, I have not, sir.
So how
they
much
said that
you
they
asking?
couldn't do that until, well, I actually got the carpet cleaned.
Oh,
and I paid $174
paid.
for it. Yeah, yes, Your Honor, and I have that evidence as well.
All right. So you're suing Ashley for all of that? Because it's her
Ashley and
dog?
Avery. Because we lived in the house for an entire year.
But that's who you're suing for the entire amount of the cleaning?
Yeah, that's fine. Well,
No, I'm asking you what your intent is today.
My intent is
when
to...
you came in, what was your intent about the cleaning fee?
It will be Ashley and Avery.
Both of them?
Yes.
All right. So that's why you only want 86.
So the dog gets off scot-free?
Yeah, that's a good dog.
We only had the dog for 2 weeks right before we moved out.
Let me hear from you on the rent and the cleaning fee.
We are not, well, why we don't owe her rent? We do not owe her rent because we moved out July 18th and she wanted us to pay for August. We already moved out. We are off the lease because we paid the water bill to the manager and we have a statement from her saying that we are off the lease.
All right, slow down. Did you give her 30-day notice?
Yes, we did. We told her on the 8th, but we told her on the 8th of July.
You told her on July 8th, and when did you move?
July
18th. But we paid
All right, you're
all
not
July
majoring
rent.
in math, are you?
No, but what we're saying
Hold
You're
up,
not
hold up, hold up.
majoring in math because that's not 30 days.
We paid the full July rent. We told her on the 8th.
Right.
We're moving out on the 18th.
Got it.
But we were going to pay from August 1st to 8th in order to give her the full 30 days. But she denied it and wanted to be greedy
Okay.
and asked
You
for
say you-
August and
No, they
September.
didn't, Your
All
Honor.
right, so you can't just pay on the 8th for
We talked to the
for the
apartment
entire
people.
month. Oh, good.
They said
What
on
did
the
they say?
first-
They waived it?
No, on the 1st, they said that what they can do is...
Have they given
what's
you
the
a
word?
bill, the landlord? Because that's how I know what is owed. Do you
Absolutely.
have that?
Yeah, this is
All
the
right, when
rent.
did you move, if at all?
I didn't move, sir. I
All
ended up
right.
getting another room.
Landlord says we have received a partial payment of $1,500 in the form of money orders. Okay, and this
And it
doesn't
included a late fee.
describe what they owe, though. How do I know what they owe?
It was $15.70, and that's because they added on a $50 late fee in the month prior to that, so they added that.
Did they
to
pay
that.
from July 8th to August 8th?
They didn't pay for August rent. They paid for July. They told me on the 8th that they were moving on
The 8th of July?
The 8th of July. But when they told me it, they was like, okay, well, we already got the 30-day notice and we're turning it in without you. Remember, it was another girl. So it was 3 girls against 1. So they were basically saying, like, you could do nothing
You saying
about
they
it.
abandoned the lease?
Yes,
And
Your
left
Honor.
you high and dry?
Exactly.
lying.
And I
All
didn't
right.
have substantial
So, and
amount
you
of
all,
time.
all right. So in that scenario, you all are required to get a substitute roommate for her. Did you get that?
Yes, we did.
All right. And you have a substitute roommate?
We have a roommate. We had a new roommate.
For her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right?
No wonder y'all getting sued. Y'all don't
They
even
did.
understand what's going on today.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
She actually asked us the day that we told her, she asked us if she can move with us into the new apartment, and we told her, yes, for a month you can stay to get your feet on the ground without paying rent. You just can't have your boyfriend.
Okay, and none of that
She said
happened.
no.
So then you all didn't get her a substitute roommate?
No.
Did you make an honest effort?
No.
No, because she was
All right.
threatening us.
Pardon me?
No.
No, because she was threatening us.
Threatening
I
to
did
do
not
what?
threaten them, Your Honor.
Holding us to the lease, and she didn't care if we got evicted or not, and I have proof of
Yeah,
that.
that's a good threat. If you left her high and dry with the lease, she's gonna want her money and she's gonna sue you if you don't give it to her. What is your emotional distress for?
Okay, so by the time, when they told me on the 8th that they was moving on the 18th, that amount of time, I was telling them, like, that's
They
not
say they told you that they were moving on the 8th. They paid you for the month of July. They gave you the 30-day notice, which expired the beginning of August.
Exactly.
So they were only responsible for the month of July in which they paid you.
Not up until August 8th, Your Honor. It wasn't a means
How
of-
much do you want for those 8 days?
No, I want the entire rent because when I spoke with their parents, they said that they were going to
That's
pay
her
for
parents. They gave you 30-day notice.
that. They gave me 10 days to
No,
We did
either
not give you
find
10
out.
days.
It was
No,
10
we
days.
Can I explain it to
told
you?
On
Can I
that
explain
8th,
it
and
to
you
you?
had up until
But they
August
paid
8th
you
to
for
get
30,
your situation
right?
together.
The entire month of July, we all paid it together because before the 8th, I had no clue. This is before this.
And they
I had
told
no
you on July 8th
Yes.
that they were moving in 30 days?
They told me that we were moving 10 days.
And they paid you for that July.
Yes.
Your Honor.
Okay, so whether they moved in the 18th or not, they paid you for July. So the most you could be asking for is the 8 days in
Yes,
August.
which
Yes.
we were willing
Okay.
to give to her.
And
All
we
right,
tried
do you
to
understand now?
I completely understand.
All
that,
right,
Your Honor.
calculate the total amount that they were to pay, $394 each.
For 8 days, right?
Yes. $394.
26 bucks a day times 8 is 208.
All right. 208 total.
Yes.
And then we have the 2 other months that you should have paid for
Excuse me.
not getting her a substitute roommate.
Excuse me. We were on a month-to-month lease, and there was nothing holding us to the apartment besides the water bill. Once we paid the water bill, we could have left. The only thing is we tried to give her the full 30 days and come to an agreement. And she
tried
didn't
to?
accept
We were
it.
going to
did.
give her
Yes.
the prorated rent from the 1st to the 8th. She
Right.
didn't want
And we have
she didn't want
paperwork
All right.
saying that
I didn't
because
know
we
if
did
I
not
was
have
going
Let's
to
see.
stay there.
Because
You
we
didn't
did
know
not
whether
have
you were
the-
going to stay
Yeah,
there?
they gave me 10
Oh,
days.
okay.
I
You
was
didn't know
looking-
whether you were going to stay there. Good enough.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because we did not have the money then, we wrote up an agreement saying the date and how much we would give, and she denied it.
It
And she
doesn't
said
have an
she-
amount
don't-
on here. What are you
That's
talking about?
not no
This doesn't
paper.
have an amount on there.
That's
Exactly, because we did
What do you
not come
mean
up-
exactly? Then why are you giving me something that
didn't
doesn't
wanna
have
come
an
to an
amount on
agreement.
there? How about the cleaning fee? What do you all owe for that? Do you think you owe for the cleaning
We do not owe
fee?
anything for
Why
the cleaning
not?
fee. Because
Why?
she did not pay for a carpet clean. She actually bought a vacuum, which Ashley saw. Another thing is her and her boyfriend.
Okay, well, that's even more. You want for the vacuum?
Yeah.
Vacuum is something
I'm
that
giving you
you
what
use
you asked
multiple
for on the
times.
cleaning fee. They don't even think they owe for her dog doing everything else on the carpet.
Before we moved
And
out,
your emotional distress is because they moved?
Yeah, how
All right, I'm not
fastly
going to
they
grant you
move.
that. Your counterclaim for emotional distress is for what?
For the $2,000 because of what she put us through at the
What did
fact
she put you through?
we have threatening text messages. We were not able to come home because
You
she
told
said,
me
I
what
bet
the
you won't
threat
come
was.
home by
You said the
yourself.
threat was, I'm going to sue you. And she did. Your
Another-
claim
no,
is
she didn't.
dismissed.
No.
Yours is granted for the 208, the 8 days, and for the cleaning fee, which is $86. You young ladies have a good day.
Hope to see you out of this, you dumb.
She doesn't even respect herself. How could she cuss in a courtroom?
You're
in front
talking
of
about
disrespect the
respect? How,
judge?
are you for
You
real?
you stripped in San Diego just to get money, and you got
Wow.
money with your boyfriend.
Wow.
You let your boyfriend
At the
disrespect
end
you,
of the
call
day,
you a hoe, and call you a
Wow.
slut. You're disrespectful to yourself.
We are
you.
glad
You're
this is
disrespectful to
over. We
yourself.
don't even have to see her no more. We are glad this is over.